Hi everyone, and welcome to my May wrap-up. It's been a little while since I've made a film. Work has been busy, I've been tired, and it's just one of those things where there hasn't been the time nor the energy to make a video, but I'm happy to be sharing what I read this month. I had a really good reading week during the Bout of Books Read-A-Thon, and then I kind of slumped after that. Other things got prioritized. I was reading books that were kind of slower to read. Things happen. I still read 8 books this month. I'm going to quickly share those books with all of you. So the first book I read is 7 Kinds of Hell, which is by Dana Cameron. I started this book a long time ago. I think I only read like maybe the first 40 or 50 pages. And I've been trying to finish books that I start and don't finish, and they're on my Goodreads. So I read this one. It's got archaeology, it's got Pandora's box, there's like a million different things going on in the book. They travel throughout, I think, Europe and a couple different places. It's really cool. The sad part is it feels like the book ends at a certain portion, like things are kind of wrapped up, and then the book goes on for another 100 pages. And I'm like, wait a second. So I didn't really like that, but the rest of it was really cool. The pacing was just kind of off. So really it was a 3-star sort of book, sadly, but I still, if you like archaeology and you like traveling through Europe with some magic and historical references, it's still pretty cool. After that is one of my favorite books this month, a huge surprise to me, and that is Hold Me Closer, Necromancer by Lish McBride. This was a cover buy. I really love this cover. I got it on Book Outlet, so great price. And the main character's a guy, and I don't usually read books where the main character's a guy, and he works at like a fast food joint, and it's about necromancy or necromancers, whatever. Totally not something I usually read about. It blew me away. It was so enjoyable. I loved reading it. I loved the characters, the content of it. I thought it was more of a middle grade book. Turns out the main characters are like college age. So they were a lot more relatable than I thought it was going to be. And I can't wait to read the next book. So if you haven't heard of or haven't checked out this book, please check it out. I know it might not be on your radar, but it is completely, utterly worth reading. Really enjoyed it. I mean, it was just like nice, refreshing find in the world of YA for me. After that, I started a series that's been on my shelf for a while, and that is Red Pyramid, or The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. This is about a brother and sister Egypt myth with, instead of Percy Jackson, which was Greek myth. It was good, very fun read. I would say that it might be better than the Percy Jackson. It's hard to tell, to be honest, but it was pretty good. If you like Percy Jackson, you really should check out this series. Next, I started and then finished most of it during the Bout of Books Read-A-Thon, and that is Stormfront by Jim Butcher. This was a solid 4-star book, quite enjoyable. It's an adult book, but I think it's very relatable for any person who is more of a YA sort of person. It's enjoyable, has magic. I will say that I know that it's supposed to get better on in the series, and that's what I'm counting on, because while this was enjoyable, it wasn't amazing. And then the next book I read was my second, or my one of 2 all-star books of the month, and that was Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. I don't know why I can't see that on there. This was a huge surprise to me. So I picked up this book a while back. It got great reviews, just really good reviews. And I read like the very first part, like the first chapter, and kind of like this beginning surprise of what happens and what the girl is and things like that was like, oh, that's really lame. I don't like it. So then I kind of just set the book down, and then I've been trying to read books that I picked up and never finished. So I picked this one up, just absolutely loved it. It just has this magical feel. It's middle grade, but it's fantastic. There's things like, there's a magical school in it, so if you like Harry Potter, it's it's not about the school. That's why I think a lot of books make the mistake of trying to be like Harry Potter, and so they stick a magical school in there. But Harry Potter really, I mean, it was about the school, but at the same time, it wasn't about the school. It was about Harry Potter and that world and all the things that was going on. And I feel like that's what this book is like. It's just really enjoyable. It has these lockers to open your locker. You lick your locker, and it tastes a different flavor every day. The professors pick it. It's just things like that are so cool, but there's so much going on, and I cannot wait to read the next book. So this is another one. If you haven't heard of it, or even if you had and haven't picked it up, I completely recommend it. Please try reading it. Awesome. 5-star book. Then I picked up a book I've had for a little while that I haven't read, and it's pretty thin, and that is, and I read this and the other one during the read-a-thon, and that's The Clockwork Scarab by Colleen Gleason. Man, I am struggling to read these names today. This is about I'm going to get this wrong, the niece of Sherlock Holmes and the sister of Bram Stoker, I think. And they're hunting, basically there's kind of like things to do with ancient Egypt involved in this, and they're trying to stop the deaths or disappearance of these girls. It tried too hard for the two main characters to be historically accurate in the way they spoke, and it got really wrapped up into that, so it missed, like, you weren't getting the character of the girls as much because you were trying to read, like, the focus was just in the wrong place. So I think it really missed the mark. Still enjoyable, but more of like a 3.5-star book. By the way, my cat is making a guest appearance today, as you can see. Moving on, I believe I read this book during the read-a-thon. I can't speak today, but this is The Demon King by Cinda William Chima, whatever it is, and I've heard great things about this book. Again, I read the first chapter a while ago, and I didn't connect to it, so I put it down. So for the read-a-thon, I picked it back up again, and I read the second chapter, and I was hooked. I know how these things work. So it's alternating perspectives. First chapter is from this boy who was like not like a thief lord, but he had a neighborhood where he was like king thief of that neighborhood, and there's magical elements. And then the other main character, who was the second chapter, is the princess, and I just loved reading about both of them. 5-star book. Really, if you enjoy fantasy, or if you want to get into fantasy, this is an excellent choice, and I will definitely be picking up the next book. And finally is another book that I've been setting off reading because of, I guess, the topic of it, and that is Possessed by Gretchen McNeil. It's about possession and this girl who can exercise. That doesn't sound quite right. Like she's getting them to run on a treadmill. I don't know. Anyways, she gets rid of demons. So I thought it would have a really serious religious relevant or reference to it and kind of topic, but it really didn't. I mean, she goes to a Catholic school, and there's definitely religious things in the book, but it really was a fun book. She's a really fun main character, kind of like kick butt and awkward and cool at the same time. I enjoyed it. It's a solid like 4.25, 4.5 book. So if you want to try something different in YA, maybe try this one. So these, and I know they're all askew, are all the books I read this month. Just a quick update. There's a couple of videos I've been wanting to do that I haven't had a chance to do. I really wanted to do reviews on the 2 books I loved the most this month, but haven't had a chance. If I can in the future, I will. I might not have a chance. Work is going to really ramp up already. It's already started. Summer's crazy. So yeah. I have a couple of items that I've won through giveaways or received because people were nice enough to send them to me, and I want to share those in a video on top of books I've just collected because I have a bunch of them. So I'm hoping to do videos like that in the future, but hopefully soon. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing wonderful. just know that I watch all the videos out there. I may not comment, but I'm watching all of you out there. Booktube stalking, and I'm just enjoying all the books. So have a lovely day, and I will see you guys later. Bye!